From Midland, Odessa, and Big Spring, this is ABC Big 2 News at 10.
Now at 10, we are learning new details about the mass shooting in Uvalde and the law enforcement response. Tonight, lead investigators say the shooter fired 315 rounds, most of them in the first 4 minutes. The gunman was in a classroom for 77 minutes total before a tactical team entered and killed him. And during that time, parents and officers gathered outside. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Rob Took. We began our newscast tonight with this new information, calling into question the decision of the incident commander to hold back SWAT teams and officers that had arrived on the scene. Here's ABC's Zoreen Shaw with the latest.
Law enforcement in Texas with a stunning acknowledgement on Friday, saying police should have acted sooner to breach the classroom with the gunman.
Of course it was not the right decision. It was the wrong decision, period.
Authorities now revealing that a teacher propped open a school door at 11:27 a.m., which the shooter used to enter the building. At 11:33, the shooter entered classrooms 111 and 112. By 11:35, 7 Uvalde police officers are inside the school but do not enter the classroom, wrongly believing it's no longer an active shooter situation but a barricaded subject. At 12:03, there were 19 officers in the hallway as a string of desperate 911 calls start coming in from the 2 classrooms. It wasn't until 12:50 when authorities used a key to enter a classroom, killing the shooter.
It was a cascade of errors. Even before the gunfire, a door was propped open, an officer drove right past the suspect, and then the worst, the delay in sending officers in.
After initially praising law enforcement, Governor Abbott saying he was misled.
There are people who deserve answers the most, and those are the families whose lives have been destroyed. They need answers that are accurate.
Felix Rubio, an off-duty Uvalde sheriff's deputy, responded to the scene. His daughter, one of the children killed by the gunman.
I see where everybody's posted at, in front of my baby girl's door. Once I see them open the door and open fire, my heart dropped.
The Uvalde School District hosted active shooter training for its 6-member police force 2 months ago. The training makes clear the first priority is to move in and confront the attacker.
It's absolutely insane that any police would delay entering when a armed shooter. Yes, an active shooter is in a school with children.
Zoreen Shaw, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Uvalde's district attorney says she will decide on any possible charges once the investigation into the shooting and law enforcement's conduct is complete. Meantime, President Biden and the First Lady are scheduled to visit Uvalde tomorrow. The White House said the president will also attend Mass in the city after paying his respects to the victims at a memorial in town. A local business has set out 21 empty chairs with a flower tied to each. This photo taken from Highway 80 shows those chairs a somber memorial to the 2 teachers and 19 students killed. This was at Los Favelas Restaurant and Events. We continue our coverage tonight in the state capitol, where some lawmakers are calling for a special session in the wake of the mass shooting. ABC Big 2's Capitol correspondent Maggie Glenn has this report.
I want to have a special session on this issue. Do something, do anything, raise the age limit.
State Senator Roland Gutierrez interrupted Governor Abbott's press conference Friday, urging the governor to call a special session.
Next question.
Gutierrez says he wants lawmakers to address the massacre that happened in his district immediately. When asked if he would consider it, Abbott said,
First of all options are on the table.
The governor did say new laws will be passed, although the timeline is unclear.
There will be laws in multiple different subject areas.
He vowed new health care legislation.
There is an array of health care issues that we face as a state in general, but there are an array of health care issues that relate to those who commit gun crimes.
But Democrats say that's not enough.
Yeah, we have a mental health problem in this country and in this state. Go fund it properly, sure. But that isn't it. There's mental health problems around the world, and only in the United States do these massacres happen.
Senate Democrats are pushing for gun reform, including increasing the age of buying rifles from 18 to 21 and implementing red flag laws to allow for the temporary removal of firearms from those who pose an immediate threat to themselves or others. Gutierrez says he spoke with one of his constituents Saturday morning who lost his daughter in the school shooting.
He says, I don't want my daughter's death to have been in vain. I want to see policy changes. I promised him that I would try.
To stay up to date with what's happening at the state capitol and in Uvalde, you can visit our website, yourbasin.com, for more details. Next tonight, a deadly boating accident in Georgia. Police there say as many as 5 people are feared dead after 2 boats collided in a river. The details just coming in and what authorities are now saying tonight about the search for more victims. Here's ABC's Phil Lipoff with more.
Tonight, 5 people feared dead after 2 boats collide on a river in Georgia.
I have 2 unconscious victims. I no doubt that I'm coming to you, possibly a third in the water.
The Memorial Day horror unfolding at 10:30 this morning.
Upon arrival, there were multiple patients in the water, multiple patients hurt, multiple patients unaccounted for.
Coast Guard helicopters swooping down, searching for survivors on the Wilmington River in Chatham County. Rescuers using sonar devices to look for the victims.
We have 1 victim out of the water. We have eyes on the second. We're bringing boats in.
Witnesses tell police the 2 boats were heading in opposite directions when they collided. Tonight, authorities saying at least 2 people are dead, 3 others still missing. The cause of the crash still being investigated.
And that was Phil Lipoff reporting. There were 4 others on board those boats. Police say they all suffered minor injuries. The recovery effort for the missing 3 continues tonight. And taking a live look outside, it was a warm day. The sun didn't spare us one bit. And take a look at this. This was taken this afternoon, shared on the Facebook page, West Texas Oilfield Traffic Update. Dusty, windy, and triple-digit temperatures. It felt like being in a blow dryer outside today. Here's ABC Big 2's Bridget Sarpong with a check on our forecast. Hi, Bridget.
Hey, Rob. And you know what? It did feel like a blow dryer outdoors because today we reached our triple digits. We actually managed to get all the way up to 101 degrees. Usually around this time in May, we're definitely used to 92-degree temperatures. Now, in the triple digits today, but, you know, only 6 degrees short of what we're used to, or not even what we're used to, but back in 2011 when we sat at a hot 107 degrees. Now, I'll have more of if we can expect more triple digits this weekend later on the show. Back over to you, Rob.
And thank you, Bridget. Now, Oklahoma softball had a chance to win the regional championship today. We've got coverage from the Diamond coming up. And 300,000 people are expected to pack the stands tomorrow for the Indy 500. We're starting the countdown now. And we get a look at what to expect for summer travel, how rising prices might impact what you do. We'll be right back.
What makes News Nation different than the other network out there? Well, they're giving it to you down the middle.
They're focused on the facts and not opinions.
It's just straight to the point, fact-based news.
If you're able to see yourself in the network.
I think News Nation is the most honest news station out there.
They give you a chance to decide on your own.
It's neither left or right, and it's news for everyone.
News Nation gives you straight, unbiased news, and if more people would watch News Nation, we'd have a lot less division in this country.
The on-demand world has made us all more demanding. Movies don't come out, they're just out. Even instant noodles aren't fast enough.
Hey, order ramen.
Ordering ramen. So you need the power of complete connectivity with our award-winning internet combined with Optimum Mobile. Now on the T-Mobile network, the leader in 5G coverage and speed. Get both for under $40 a month at Suddenlink.com. Suddenlink is becoming Optimum. Let's reconnect.
The new GMC Sierra. Premium and capable. That's professional grade. Step up to GMC with 0% financing on Sierra models. Visit your Permian Basin GMC dealer.
It's
time for the 35th annual KRW and Raul Malhotra Mex-Tex Family Fiesta. Saturday, June 11th, a day of fun for the whole family. All the favorites are back. The Midland Meat Company, Menudo and Fajita Cook-Off, a cornhole tournament, and the kid favorites, Loop 250 Collision Repair Children's Area, and everyone's favorite, the best Tejano artists, live, David Mares, Los Desperados, the David Farias Band, and David Ligarza y Los Musicales, Centennial Park in Midland, June 11th. Tickets at eventbrite.com. Get your tickets now. You fight that fight, and when you fight, you feel alright. So let's get a party going, let's get a party going. When it's time to party, you will always party hard, party hard.
Sponsored locally by the Odessa Jackalopes. Watch Good Morning Basin from 5 to 7 on ABC Big 2. And now, your local weather authority forecast.
Well, the weekend is here and we're cooling down just pretty slowly. We're still pretty warm, sitting pretty hot, sitting at 89 degrees right now. Now, before the sun did set at 8:48 p.m., we did have some really high temperatures. Now, our humidity in this moment is sitting at 23%, our dew point sitting at 47, and our winds are traveling south at 21 miles per hour. Now, before that 8:48 p.m. sunset, today we actually reached our triple digits. We made it all the way up to 101 degrees. Now, usually this time in May, we're definitely used to 92-degree temperatures. Taking a look at our lows, we did come in pretty warm for that. It doesn't even feel like a low. Sitting at 73 degrees for today. Around this time, we're definitely used to 67 degrees. Now, in our triple digits for today, but not as hot as how we were back in 2011 when we sat at 107 degrees. So, you know what? Just 6 degrees short. We could have tied 7 degrees short. We could have made it, you know, broke some new records for today. Now, taking a look at everyone else's high temperatures in the Permian Basin, we have tied with Big Spring sitting at 105 degrees, and then we get even hotter over in Wink and in Pecos, sitting at 107 degrees. Some areas didn't reach their triple digits, such as in Marfa at 97, and then in Alpine sitting at 98 degrees. But really, for the most part, the entire area did sit in their triple digits. So a hot day in the Permian Basin. Now, taking a look at tomorrow, we are going to still be pretty warm. We're going to be in our 70s to start the day off. Our winds will be traveling southwest at 15 to 20 miles per hour. Now, we're going to start off at 75 by 8 in the morning, but you know, we're not going to stay there. We actually warm up pretty quickly. By the time we get into noon, we actually will be sitting at 93 degrees, heating up, you guys. How hot do we get? How heat? Look, 102 degrees. Our triple digits by the time we get into 5 p.m. A very hot kind of afternoon. And we're going to continue to see some hotter temperatures. Now, some tips for tomorrow. Don't leave kids and pets unattended in those vehicles. Drink plenty of water and be sure to take frequent breaks in the shade or even in the AC because it's going to be super hot. Now, taking a look at what we do see for tomorrow, a high wind warning over in Carlsbad and Eddy lasting until tomorrow around 8 p.m. Central Time. But not only there, in this moment right now, we do see a heat advisory for tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central Time for Brewster, Pecos, and Terrell. So, you know what we are going to see with that wind? Taking a look at that allergy report, our trees, our grass, and our mold sitting at a moderate level. Our weeds will be sitting low along with our dust. Now, here's what that 7-day forecast is going to show. We will be sitting at 102 degrees come Sunday. But what I do want to show you is by the time we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we will be seeing some rain. About, 20% chances of some PM showers. Not too bad. Enjoy, Rob, we're going to enjoy that morning time of the, that middle half of that week. And then we get to the evening, make sure you're in the AC and listen to those raindrops.
Yeah, absolutely, Bridget. This heat's no joke. It can get pretty dangerous. Those heat tips that you talked about before, super important.
Yes.
I got to say, if my AC ever breaks, I'll be in a world of hurt.
Yeah. But you know what? You'll be here in the studio, and, it's going to be, nice and chilly because we got that AC on.
Absolutely. You better keep working.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right. Thanks a lot, Bridget. Taking a live look tonight from the Statue of Liberty in the New York Harbor, we are just a couple of days from Memorial Day. And this weekend, millions of Americans are expected to travel too. Here's ABC's Elwin Lopez with the details.
Memorial Day weekend, considered the unofficial start to the summer season, is in full swing, and many Americans are eager to travel.
It's nice. It's nice. It's a relief. Trying to get a little bit more normal again.
TSA screening nearly 2.4 million travelers on Friday alone, saying it has increased its staffing to help deal with the crowds.
We've increased the use of overtime. We're also allowing officers that are in a part-time status to convert to full-time.
United, Delta, and American Airlines collectively have more than 14,000 flights a day throughout the holiday weekend.
Don't let the crowd concern you. It is going to be busy getting through, but know that it's absolutely safe. If you want to wear your mask on board, you can absolutely wear your mask on board.
And on the nation's roads, AAA is predicting nearly 35 million people to travel to their holiday destinations by car, despite higher prices at the pump.
Obviously, it's in the back of our head, you know, how much we're going to spend, but we got to enjoy life and be able to travel and not let things like that stop us.
Nationwide, the average for a gallon of gas now stands at $4.60. For those staying home for the holiday weekend, backyard barbecues are also going to cost more. The price of chicken, beef, and hot dogs all increasing since last year. But there are opportunities for consumers to save money this weekend.
They are changing some of the ways that they shop. And one of the big ways is that they are a little bit more conscious of sales and promotions. And that's where events like Memorial Day can really come into play.
Shoppers can potentially find deals on everything from backyard grills to air conditioners to clothes and shoes. Elwin Lopez, ABC News, Atlanta.
And now your ABC Big 2 Sports.
We've got one Basin High School softball team left in the playoffs, and they had a chance to reach a special accomplishment this afternoon. ABC Big 2's Avikar Gloth was there in Abilene.
The Coahoma Bulldogettes entered play today just one win away from the regional championship after defeating the Holiday Eagles back on Thursday. Now trying to close their best-of-3 series. They're trying to take Game 2 right here at Abilene Christian University. Let's show you the highlights. The Coahoma faithful, they were loud and proud at Abilene Christian University this afternoon, and with a Game 1 win, the Bulldogettes entered the day on the verge of a regional title. As the shirt says, yeah, don't mess with Coahoma, but they were down 1 early, so they had to overcome that deficit. Madison Rogers says, I got this. Goes the other way, over the fence. It's gone for a solo shot, home run, ties the game at 1. Bulldogettes are still there, and then next inning, Coahoma down 2. Shane Lang is going to one-up the wall in left center, and Christian Everett is off to the races, coming all the way home to score. They would lead briefly at the end of the inning before Holiday ties at 4. In the pitcher's circle, the freshman phenom Hannah Wells, who's been nothing short of special. Let's just sit back and let her play to the talking, sitting down Eagles hitters all game long. It was a mesmerizing sight to see. But they would need some offense. So, in the top of the 6th, Nevaeh Kirby breaks the 4-4 tie, lacing a double down the foul line. Everett would score easily, and they would lead 5-4. Bottom of the inning, though, the Eagles, they would try to tie it. Grounder to third. A great throw by Caden Lee to home plate. An amazing tag by Carly Burt to preserve the lead. Let's go, she says. Let's go indeed. In the top of the 7th, Bryn Rogers doubles, drives in 2 more runs. Wells and Hartley Best score. It's a 3-run Coahoma lead. They can taste it as the Bulldogette fans are standing before the final out. Here it is right here. Chopper to first, fielded, tag applied, ball game. The Coahoma Bulldogettes are regional champions. They're going to state. Celebrate in Coahoma. Celebrate all over West Texas as the tears commence. Oh, and a big congratulations to Coahoma on a spectacular season as they're hugging loved ones left and right on the field. And it's an emotional day. All that hard work finally paying off for that precious gold trophy.
It means a lot, right? It means a lot. It's obviously a goal, but if you know the history of Kahoma, it's just one more step.
So emotional. I've already cried this whole time, but yeah, I'm so thankful. You're just with all your sisters, and you're just celebrating, and you just know that you just accomplished something huge. Everything that we do, we try to do for a purpose, and we just push and push and push until we won.
So there you have it. The Kahoma Bulldogettes are your regional champions. They stormed the field victorious here at Abilene Christian University, and now they're storming all the way to state. Reporting in Abilene, I'm Avi Kargloff.
Thank you, Avi, and what a moment. Congratulations to them. Now, the Indianapolis 500 returns tomorrow, back at full capacity for the first time since 2019. ABC's Alexa Ross has been at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway all day with the last-minute preparation for tomorrow.
The roar of engines is the soundtrack of spring in Speedway, Indiana. And growing up, Mike McHenry always kept the windows down to enjoy it.
For me, it's the reason I never moved away. I love listening to the race cars. I love watching race cars.
So this one right here, this was the 100th.
His passion for the sport began 55 years ago.
Let's see if I can find a 1980 ticket here.
The Indy 500 is a part of McHenry's DNA at this point. He's been at every running of the race since 1980, with the exception of 2020.
It's hard to put into words the disappointment because that's what I do on race days, go to race. And I still count it as going. You know, I got the tickets. And I watched the race.
Now fans and drivers are preparing for one of the race's largest projected crowds in 20 years.
I just love being around the event, you know, the hoopla that it brings to the, the community. Everybody gets engaged in the race.
The cars are really built for this place. There's a lot of things to love about it from a race car driver's perspective, but at the end of the day, the fans are really what make the 500 the 500.
I can't wait to see it fully. I don't know how I'm gonna feel, if I'm gonna be like nervous or just super excited. I hope I'm just super excited
to come back to Indy and know that we're going to have a top 3, top 4 level crowd. It makes me smile, and I cannot wait to feel that energy on Sunday.
As long as the sun's out and the weather's good, it's a great race.
And coming up tonight, the jury is still out in the defamation trial of 2 Hollywood stars. After 6 weeks of testimony, we have some of the most recent updates from inside the courtroom. We'll be right back.
Well, are we ready for this?
What's next, Grandma?
Hayden, do you want to cut the banana?
Okay, let's do it.
Look at him. Now comes the best part, the Bluebell ice cream. Oh, that's fun. Hey, how about some chocolate? And some sprinkles.
How's this, Grandma?
That looks so yummy. You know, your mom is gonna love this. Don't forget a spoon.
Dude, great ride, right? This Silverado keeps me connected and in control. And this touchscreen is my command center. My command center.
The 2022 Silverado LT. Find new control. Find new roads.
Well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% financing on all 2022 Silverado 1500 pickups. New models are arriving daily. Secure yours today. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
The new GMC Sierra. Premium and capable. That's professional grade. Step up to GMC with 0% financing on Sierra models. Visit your Permian Basin GMC dealer.
Reynolds Wrap makes it easy to cook and clean up meals in no time. So I don't miss all the fun stuff.
Easy prep, cook, and clean with Reynolds Wrap.
Sponsored locally by the Odessa Jackalopes.
Tonight, the defamation trial between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard is inching closer to an end and a verdict. The jury left the courthouse in Fairfax County, Virginia on Friday without making a decision. ABC's Ike Ejachi reports tonight with the latest from the trial and the moments both Depp and Heard took the stand one last time.
There is an abuser in this courtroom, but it is not Mr. Depp.
After 6 weeks of powerful testimony, Johnny Depp's libel lawsuit against his ex-wife Amber Heard is finally in the hands of the jury. For weeks, the trial between the acclaimed movie star and his ex-wife capturing the attention of millions. On Friday, both sides wrapping up closing arguments. Depp's attorney asking the jury to give Mr. Depp his life back and that Amber Heard ruined his life. Heard's lawyer calling Depp a monster who not only abused Heard but also continued to smear her name after she filed for divorce, tarnishing her acting career.
Because in Mr. Depp's world, you don't leave Mr. Depp. And if you do, he will start a campaign of global humiliation against you.
Depp is suing Heard for $50 million over her 2018 Washington Post op-ed. Heard described herself as a survivor of domestic abuse without identifying her alleged abuser by name. Heard is countersuing Depp for $100 million after Depp's lawyer called her allegations a hoax. Yet some of the most dramatic moments occurring when Depp and Heard took the stand themselves.
I am harassed, humiliated, threatened every single day.
I have spoken up for what I've been carrying on my back reluctantly for 6 years.
6 years.
That was Ike Ejachi reporting. Jury deliberations will continue Tuesday morning after Memorial Day. The jury of 7 will determine if either person will be entitled to any damages. And coming up tonight on ABC Big 2 News, dozens of strangers honor a man they never met or knew. The dignified farewell to a U.S. veteran as he's laid to rest. That story is next. And as we head to break, a reminder that if you see news happening, share your videos and photos on social media with us. Make sure you use the hashtag ABC Big 2 News. And if you haven't done it yet, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We are ABC Big 2 News.
ABC Big 2 Sports, brought to you by Glasheen Vaez and Enderman Injury Lawyers.
Sunday, it's Idol star-studded grand finale. Hunter Girl, Noah, Leah. Who will be the next American Idol?
You are a superstar.
The grand finale live, coast to coast, ABC Sunday.
The Vineyard, Midland's premier master planned community, impeccable high-end luxury with resort-style amenities. These Silverleaf homes are located close to Green Tree Country Club and are walking distance to Faskin Elementary. Contact Alexa to schedule your private showing.
That's a pretty tight spot.
Watch this.
Your Buick Park sits so. That's so you.
Of course you know where we're going. That's so you.
Kinda got a sixth sense.
And a head-up display.
They're here.
You brought all these players in your Buick?
Yep.
So you.
It is.
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you. Pay no interest on Buick SUV models.
Visit your Permian Basin Buick dealer.
Dear Mom, the MCM Elegante is a desert oasis. We spent the weekend lounging by the pool. You would have loved it. Who knew we could find such a beautiful outdoor setting in West Texas? The best part was our delicious dinner. The Shrimp Boat restaurant really is the best. We loved relaxing and getting away from it all. The MCM Elegante Hotel and Suites, a desert oasis just waiting for you.
Buy more, save more during the massive 4-day sale at Furniture Row. That's 4 days to save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. With the best selection at the lowest prices guaranteed, it's the perfect time to create a new living room, dining room, bedroom, or fall into a new mattress. And check out special purchases while they last. Plus 7 years no interest financing. But don't wait. The massive 4-day sale at Furniture Row ends Monday.
New at 10, dozens of strangers honored a man they never knew. He was a U.S. Navy Vietnam veteran who died at Barnes Jewish Hospital in St. Louis. No relatives or loved ones claimed him, so a new family did. They laid him to rest with the honor he earned for serving his country. And ABC's Andy Baker was at the Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery in Missouri.
He was a Navy Vietnam vet with no known family, but you'd never know that when you see how he was laid to rest today, with the honor he earned with his service.
We ask you to bless those that put this together for our soldier.
We're honored to show this veteran the respect that he earned. When people leave the military, the one thing they miss the most is those that served by their side. We never leave a comrade behind, and that's true even after we've hung up our uniform.
He's got a family today. Yes, sir.
Members of the Patriot Guard Riders believe the veteran was in his 70s. He died at Barnes Jewish Hospital in late 2021. The staff is releasing no other information, citing privacy laws. But Barnes Jewish is Missouri's only hospital with an Office of Decedent Affairs, which spent 6 months in an exhaustive search for loved ones. Finding none, the office organized this dignified farewell. Members of BJC's Veterans Connection Group formed a line of honor. 24 riders escorted the veterans' cremated remains to Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery for interment with a Bible reading, prayers, and full military honors.
All veterans, they signed their name on a dotted line. They committed to protecting our country, protecting our freedoms. They all deserve their dignified burial.
Being in the healthcare industry was the first time I ever experienced that someone didn't have anybody.
But today he did, and she accepted his flag on behalf of his family wherever they may be. She felt a bond.
To be able to support this veteran, as all of us did today, and to receive that flag was very touching. And all of us there were teary-eyed.
The hospital will hold it in safekeeping in case loved ones should someday come forward.
And that was Andy Baker reporting. Coming up after the break, Bridget will have one last look at the forecast. Stay with us.
Memorial Day savings are even bigger this weekend at Ashley. Shop amazing deals on in-stock items with free and fast doorstep delivery. Plus, doorbusters up to 50% off starting at $199. Friday through Monday only at Ashley.
Professionally trained account executives help businesses get results through advertising. We are a results-driven team. Our ABC Big 2 account executives love helping your business tell your story to over 500,000 people in West Texas. We want to be your marketing partner. We're on fire about growing your business.
Oh, love that Chevy Blazer. That's our next SUV. Love that Equinox. That's our next SUV.
Nice Trailblazer.
It was love at first sight. What?
The Chevy family of SUVs. Find new options. Find new roads.
Well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% financing on most 2021 and 2022 Chevy SUVs when you finance with GM Financial. New models are arriving daily. Secure yours today. See your Permian Basin Chevy dealers.
Thank you, Permian Basin, for watching ABC Big 2 News. I'm David Muir. Watch World News Tonight at 5:30, followed by ABC Big 2 News at 6 with Madeline and Carson. Together, we're bringing you the big breaking stories in West Texas and around the world as they happen.
KMID is the Basin's first television station. From 1953 until now and beyond. We're always first, always accurate, and always proud to call the Basin home. Watch ABC Big 2 News.
Friday through Monday at Ashley's Memorial Day weekend sale. Save up to 25% off. Plus, get 0% interest for 12 months. Or get 5 years special financing with absolutely no money down. This weekend only at Ashley.
Well, let's take one last look at that 7-day forecast. Now, tomorrow is going to be hot with the capital H because we're going to continue on in triple digits at 102 degrees. And then for Memorial Day, we cool down, if you want to call that, to 99 degrees. It is going to be sunny. And then Tuesday through Friday, we are going to have some rain showers, 20% to 40%. And we're going to see those raindrops around not 4 p.m., but, Could be because PM showers, so we'll definitely take that. And then back into this next week on Saturday, we will be sitting very sunny at 96 degrees. So the one thing that we do see, Rob, is we're going to see some rain, but we're also going to see some sun and some heat.
A mixing bowl of all sorts of things. It's going to be an interesting week for sure, but I know we'll have constant updates with the weather. Bridget, we'll keep an eye on it, and
Yes, we will.
just hope it does rain a little bit more.
We need it because it's hot.
Absolutely. Well, that's all the time we have for news tonight. Join us tomorrow night at 10 o'clock here on ABC Big 2. Good night.